Good afternoon and welcome to day 11 of our Bible study, which is going to take us right through the Bible and look at most of the main themes in it. Today we're on day 11. We're in the section of our Bible studies which are looking at disaster stories and natural wonders and how those who wrote the Bible understood them and appreciated them. Today on day 11, we are continuing with the story of Noah. And we're in Genesis chapter 8, verses 6 to 18, and we will see what happens when Noah opens a window and tries to find out what's happening to the flood. After 40 days in the ark, Noah opened a window and released a raven, which did not return, but kept on flying till all the water had gone. Noah decided to release a dove to see if the water had receded, but since the water was still completely covering the land, the dove found nowhere to perch, so it flew back to the boat. Noah reached out and took her in. He waited another week and released her again. That evening she came back with a fresh olive leaf in her beak. That's how Noah knew the water had receded. Then he waited one more week and released the dove again. This time she didn't come back. When Noah was 601 years old, at the first new moon of the year, the water had gone. Noah removed the tarpaulin from the ark and looked around. He saw the ground was starting to dry out. By the end of the next month, it was completely dry. God said to Noah, "Out you go from the boat, and take your wife, your sons, and their wives with you. Take all the birds and animals with you, so that they can breed in abundance and occupy the whole world." One remarkable thing about this narrative is its drama. The writer soon wants to get away from God's anger at misbehaving humanity and to move on to the positive aspects of the story, and particularly to the theme of redemption, a new creation and a fresh start for the world. See how skillfully our writer builds up the tension. Noah is watching and waiting for the waters to recede, which they do very gradually. First of all, we have Noah releasing a succession of birds. Remember, he had stocked up on 7 pairs of kosher animals and birds, so sending out one bird was not going to cause the extinction of the species. The raven returned an ambiguous result, because the absence of evidence is not the same as evidence of absence. The dove that he then released came back, which gave him the impression that there was as yet nowhere the bird could perch. A week later, however, the dove came back, iconically arriving with a fresh olive leaf in its beak. The interpretation of this picture as the dove of peace would not have occurred to the writer of the story. The symbol of a dove might well have been a symbol of goodness or purity, and here in the text it is a sign of regeneration and therefore of God's favour towards Noah and his family. The interpretation of the dove with olive branch as a symbol of peace came much later with the early Christians. They knew the story of Jesus being baptized by John the Baptist, and how God's declaration that Jesus was his beloved Son was accompanied by a dove descending, a symbol of the Holy Spirit. Along with the dove in the Noah saga, they had the symbol of the olive branch as a token of peace from Greek thought. By the time of St. Augustine of Hippo, 354 to 430 AD, The symbol of the dove of peace was well established, and he mentions it in his book on Christian doctrine. So, the land gradually dries out. Noah's incredible age is, of course, unbelievable to us, but was used as a stand-in for the greatness and venerability of an important ancestor. More believable is the month's wait for the ground to dry out enough to be walked on. Once again, as in the narratives in Genesis 1 and 2, the humans and animals are released to fill the earth. Tomorrow we'll talk about the rainbow on day 12. See you tomorrow.